Great. So today I have a wonderful guest जो कि मतलब दोस्त ज्यादा बन गया है और स्टार्टअप फाउंडर तो है ही, right? He is the rager in town. He is the startup founder who is fighting against some very big brands. इसकी कॉफी मुझे बहुत पसंद है and we love it. And today we have Bharat Sethi of Rage Coffee with us. Hi Bharat, welcome to the Founders Show, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for sparing some time from all our busy schedules and sharing some nuggets of wisdom with the world, huh?
नहीं यार, thank you so much, and I'm very excited to be here. I think जब भी हम मिलते हैं, there is, since we've met, I think there is some conversation which results in something else, and then we all find value in that conversation somehow. कुछ ना कुछ बढ़िया निकलता है, तो ऑडियंस के लिए करते हैं.
Absolutely, let's do it with the audience. I think मुझे लग रहा है कि आज की conversation fun ज्यादा होने वाली है, but आप लोग को ढूंढना है उसमें ज्ञान कहाँ मिलेगा, right? So let's kick off. So your name?
Bharat.
What's your business name?
Rage Coffee.
Rage Coffee. Where were you born?
Delhi.
Delhi. Delhi boy, हाँ दिल्ली से हूँ. तुमने नौकरी करी या सीधे स्टार्टअप करना शुरू किया?
नौकरी 4 महीने करी, 3 जगह नहीं समझ आया तो शुरू कर दिया 2011.
4 महीने में 3 नौकरी करी and then you got into startup world.
Yeah.
Rage is your first startup or which startup?
Rage is actually my fourth business, but third incorporated business. So
wow, इतने startup बना चुके हो तुम. Now that gives me a lot of ideas. So you're building startups since the last 12 years almost,
Yeah.
10 years, huh? Great. You're married or you have many girlfriends?
married.
I like the laugh. What's your team size?
About 200 people.
200 people.
Yeah.
Revenue share कर सकते हो? What was your last year or whatever revenue?
यार कर सकता हूँ share. So 1 crores, 4 crores, 30 crores, 45 crores, 100 crores.
Wow.
100 crores is planned.
Superb. This year is trending towards 100 crores.
Yeah.
Lovely. Superb. So, and your stage of business, जो हम startup में बोलते हैं seed, series A, series B, where would you put your startup in?
यार I would say between series A and series B.
Growth stage.
Growth
yeah?
stage,
Growth
for
stage.
sure.
Growth
For
stage.
sure, yeah.
And where did you get your education from?
Yeah, I studied in Delhi. 95% all my school life, but never interested in science or always interested in science, but never interested in studying it further. तो मैंने economics honors किया Delhi University से.
Wow, DU.
Yeah.
Nice. Strikes करी है तुमने वहाँ पे बहुत सारी या फिर क्या था मतलब तुम्हारे कॉलेज का मेन?
यार मैं तो इनफैक्ट आई वाज इन एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर्स अ लॉट. सो मैं फुटबॉल भी खेलता था, डिबेटिंग भी करता था, थिएटर भी करता था. सो फॉर मी आई वाज डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, बट आई वेंट फ्रॉम 95% टू 60% इन कॉलेज. तो सिर्फ यही किया.
Nice.
बट नहीं यार, आई जस्ट ग्रू आउट ऑफ द क्लासरूम फॉर्मेट ऑफ स्टडीइंग इन कॉलेज. तो उस टाइम पे ही
more extracurrics as you grew up.
Yeah.
Right. And I can see that. I mean, your conversations are more about the world.
Yeah. I'm a student of philosophy. Yeah. I'm a student of philosophy, art, business.
Wow.
100%.
Student of philosophy. That's very interesting. And yeah, I think, and any thought on building your business profitable? कब तक करोगे? या already profitable?
ये बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. इस पे बहुत डीप लगेगा. बट यार आई इनहेरेंटली बिलीव इट टेक्स टाइम टू फॉर इफ यू trying to create some meaningful difference, sometimes initial investments are required.
Correct.
But हमने
year goal किया.
Year goal, we are already profitable, no?
Already profitable.
So we have it is now the 4th, 5th month. In fact, last 2 months we've also been cash flow positive.
Wow.
So having said that, that is not always the goal, but it is the need right now.
Yeah.
Because goal क्या है कि it is great if you can build profitable businesses that can scale.
True.
There are examples around us, but मैं उतना lucky नहीं हूँ यार. तो मेरे को तो काफी hustle लगेगी to create something that's substantial and is also profitable immediately. Nice. At scale. यार मतलब आप 100 करोड़ के धंधे में 1 करोड़ का profit कर रहे हो अगर I mean in the 4th, 5th year versus building a 1,000 crore business, posting 100 crores in 10 years. Yeah. I would rather do that.
Correct. So growth versus profitability is always.
But क्या है ना यार, ये सिर्फ मेरे ऊपर नहीं है. मेरी विजन तो बहुत ही यार ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. बट ये मार्केट से समझ आता है यार कि टेस्ट मैच खेलना है क्या T20 खेलना है. इन द लास्ट 6-12 months I have been playing a test match.
Nice.
So टेस्ट मैच खेलने के लिए आपको you don't have to, you have to survive, you have to
Yeah.
stay on the pitch.
Yeah.
अगर
Your
आप
mind
पिच पे ही
works
खड़े हो
like
गए
that.
ना तो ही जीत जाओगे.
सही बात है.
So that's my ultimate aim. But यार नीड के हिसाब से होता है. मेरे एजेंडा, मेरे आइडियाज
हाँ.
have to be balanced with the macro markets and needs of the market. तो मैं ऐसे सोचता हूँ यार.
Very nice. Yeah. So now you're playing a test match.
यार I
And when the tide will change, you will
tide
get
will
into
change.
T20
Yes,
again.
yes. I think that is the mindset at least.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's
जिंदा रहना सबसे जरूरी है.
सही बात है. And that is for every founder, right?
Yeah.
Survival is the key.
Is the key.
जो बहुत लोग शायद नहीं समझ पाते, right? तो ऐसे I think I would now, since you talked about survival, were there moments when you felt कि this business might not last?
यार हुआ है obviously यार.
अच्छा.
in
बताओ कब?
यार जब शुरू किया था
हाँ.
बूटस्ट्रैप बिजनेस था completely and 2018 February I incorporated the company और
Sure.
उसके बाद I had my team from my previous ventures
हाँ.
which had मेरे को था कि यार उनको जाने नहीं देना, उनको साथ रखना है. They are the building blocks of what I'm doing and if they are happy
हाँ.
and they see my vision they will stick around.
Right.
सबसे पहले zero revenue but I was paying about 10-12 lakhs in salaries to those people. That's the starting point. मैंने अपना ऑफिस नहीं छोड़ा उस टाइम पे because it was convenient from where I was operating. The location was very convenient.
Right.
So I think यार मेरा almost 1.25 crore रुपए लगा था
हाँ.
in the 12 months before starting, actually launching.
Sure.
So incorporation say launch was 12 months. तो उसमें I had spent a lot of the money
Right.
that I had planned
हाँ.
क्योंकि the launch was getting delayed.
Sure.
उसके बाद यार 12 months जब शुरू किया उसके बाद product market fit, understanding, team building, marketing, बहुत सारी चीजें होती है, you know it. उस टाइम पे when just before हम launch करने वाले थे, I almost ran out of money.
Oh.
So that was the first time.
Crazy. And you were bootstrapped. You put in
We were
all your capital.
fully bootstrapped by
Wow.
then. So that was the first time.
Mhm.
Then we launched out of necessity also. But the product was already there. So we was like कि चलो launch करते हैं. जब launch किया, उसके बाद it started to generate revenue. चलो,
Wow.
it started to move. By the end of that year, we were scaling, but we needed working capital. तो वो बंद नहीं था, but you're not down to zero, but you was always running that risk यार कि अगर inventory नहीं है तो माल कैसे बेचेंगे. उसके बाद we raised some capital, then COVID hit. COVID में a couple of months initially were completely shut. That was the time. उसके बाद I think COVID के बाद 1 or 2 years it was just growth. We were growing. We had found that sweet spot of and marketing भी कर रहे थे, brand भी बना रहे थे, सब कुछ सही चल रहा था. But उसके बाद भी I remember 2021 December, November is when at the same time we were growing, but we wanted to do a lot of brand building, moats बनाने थे. So we wanted to put up a production unit because हमारे पास जितनी supply थी, all of that was utilized every month. So that was a bottleneck.
Right.
अब उसके लिए capital चाहिए था to grow. And once you raise investor money, you always have that. मेरे दिमाग में I don't know about other founders, मेरे दिमाग में मीटर चलता है कि मेरे को 5-6 साल depending on the type of investor, you have to give them an exit, right?
True.
You have to plan for that. You cannot go from a venture capital or a investor backed business, be it at any stage, seed है कि angel है कि VC है कि PE है, from saying that no, not today, I'm going to take it slowly. That you cannot do. So fundraising becomes a constant need and evolution of the company. तो हुए हैं यार, मतलब very recently we made some mistakes with general trade in the last 12 months. उस time में भी we were figuring out how to really correct those mistakes, and some of those mistakes were life threatening. So यार constantly, that's the name of the game यार. Name of the game. वो चलता रहेगा.
मतलब जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि यार अगर आपने फेल नहीं किया तो आप आगे नहीं बढ़े, राइट? अगर आपने मिस्टेक्स नहीं करी तो शायद आपने जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं किया. And I think that's how you learn
I think that is the only way. I'm not that lucky. At least I can say for myself that if I touch anything, that will turn into gold. That has not happened.
किसी का नहीं होता यार वो.
यार some people who are born with silver spoon ना, they're able to, I think in my opinion, they're able to make lesser mistakes. Because capital जो है ना, एक सबसे बड़ा fuel है innovation के लिए.
That's true.
Availability of capital, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ वो एक raw material है मेरे लिए, मेरी जिंदगी में money, resources, capital is a raw material. यार founder लोग जो होते हैं ना inherently बहुत ही driven होते हैं, motivated होते हैं.
Yes.
कोई बाहर से आके नहीं हमको बोलेगा कि यार काम करो या आज शुरू करो नया बिजनेस, आज ग्रो करो. It's a constant need that is very inherent, अंदर से आती है वो. If that is coupled with capital at the right time, magic happens.
That's true.
And if you look at the last 20 years, in fact, in this millennium, मैं 1900s की बात नहीं कर रहा वो generation की, because that was different, but large delta has been created where significantly large delta has been created where companies and founders were bagged because of their need to disrupt.
Correct.
So
People believed in them.
people believed in them and capital came to them at the right time and they executed. Obviously there are a lot of pessimist stories, but I don't like to focus on them.
Sure, absolutely. That's the
So-
founder's second trait. Always go positive, man.
Always, यार मैं कह रहा हूँ realistically जी लोगे.
सही
If
बात.
you can live realistically
हाँ.
as an entrepreneur, but
Sure.
great founders every day, even against all the headwinds, you have to be optimistic.
That's true. That's the biggest trait.
That's a
Yeah.
biggest trait.
तो फाउंडर मत बनना अगर आप pessimistic हो. You need to be crazily optimistic to build
To
a
be
business.
crazily optimistic.
Yeah.
To bring change or innovation. I think वो भी बहुत बड़ा एक point है आकाश,
हाँ.
जो मेरे को लगता है कि बहुत बारी ना young Indians are confusing entrepreneurship with business.
हाँ.
एक clear करना चाहूंगा मैं
Okay.
कि business need not be that tough as entrepreneurship is. Business is where you have something running, you or your family or you have a very strong belief that you can go out and run a business which will generate some money for you every month, and that can grow over a period of time and you will live life comfortably. In my opinion, entrepreneurship is something is a attempt to bring change, innovation, drive the entire stakeholder community to another level. And entrepreneurship is more delta changing.
delta.
It brings in more change.
Yeah.
कि आप कुछ हुआ नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ इस केस में कि आपने कोई रिटेल की दुकान है, मान लो
Right.
कोई आप कपड़े बेचते हो या आप ग्रोसरी बेचते हो.
Sure.
अगर आपको एक ग्रोसरी की दुकान और डालनी है
हाँ.
जो सेम काम कर रही है जो आपके घर में किसी और ने किया है,
सही है.
इट शुड नॉट बी दैट टफ.
Correct.
आइडियली
सही बात है.
वो आपको पता रहना चाहिए कि यार ये मेरा बिजनेस मॉडल है, बट आपको स्मार्ट किराना डालना है, स्मार्ट शॉप डालनी है जिसमें आपको कुछ ऑटोमेशन करनी
जो
है
कोई और नहीं कर रहा.
या आपको कुछ ऐसा इनोवेशन करनी है जो कोई कर नहीं रहा, एंड दैट विल चेंज द रिटेल लैंडस्केप
Correct.
उस लोकेलिटी में या नेशनल लेवल पे.
Right.
दैट इज वेरी टफ.
That is entrepreneurship.
That is entrepreneurship.
Very good. I think this is very well put in. Dhanda versus entrepreneurship. Business, running business, scaling versus entrepreneurship. This is the major difference, right? So how did you land into the world of coffee? See, I am a big coffee lover, right? मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है that coffee is killing tea
Of course it
in
is.
India, yeah? And this guy is responsible for a lot of it.
Oh, a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it. तो थोड़ा इसके बारे में बताओ, मतलब कॉफी पे स्टम्बल कैसे करे? बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकता है. जब मैं
करेक्ट है.
बिजनेस सोच रहा था, मेरे पास 1000 आइडियाज थे. मैं उनमें से ड्रिल 2-3 को ट्राई
Same.
करके बंद करके फिर मैंने फाइनल
Same.
यहाँ पे लैंड किया कि चलो जिप बनाते हैं. तुम्हारा कैसी वो जर्नी थी, छोटी सी वो बताइए. हाउ कम कॉफी इट्स सच, मतलब व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट कॉफी, आई शुड से दैट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू दैट people talk about Nescafe.
Yeah.
We've been seen growing those ads,
Yeah.
right? और फिर दूसरा शायद वो brew आता है, और मेरे को तीसरा तो पता भी नहीं.
करेक्ट है.
But
तीसरा
now-
रेज है.
No, I would say now we talk about Rage. Yes. Rage is now Rage and Nescafe.
Yeah.
There's no one else.
There's
now.
no one else. Yeah.
So बताओ जरा इसके बारे में.
यार बड़ी ही इंटरेस्टिंग अप्रोच है मेरी इस पे. पहली बात आई वाज फॉर्चुनेट एंड समहाउ क्रेजी इनफ टू स्टार्ट वेरी अर्ली इन माय लाइफ. मैंने अपना पहला बिजनेस शुरू किया था मैंने 17. मतलब इट वाज अ ट्रेडिंग प्लेटफॉर्म और ट्रेडिंग बिजनेस ऑन ईबे, एंड आई जस्ट कॉल्ड मी. ऐसा होता है ना कि कुछ चीज आपको अपनी तरफ खींचती है. तो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप गेव मी दैट my lust for power and fame and money, all of that. मेरे को लगा कि यार ये ना सही चीज पकड़ी है आपने जल्दी.
Wow.
हुआ क्या कि because आई वाज एकेडमिकली साउंड,
हम्म।
मैंने लेट किया शुरू, बट मुझे लगता है मुझे और जल्दी शुरू करना चाहिए था।
17 की उम्र में तुमने शुरू कर
नहीं नहीं, 17 की उम्र में ना वो बिजनेस वाज नॉट इनकॉर्पोरेट, इट वाज
Sure.
अ साइड प्रोजेक्ट,
हाँ,
इट
but
वाज
still
जस्ट
you
अ साइड
had
प्रोजेक्ट, बट
vision,
हाँ
man.
वो विजन था कि यार कुछ,
Wow.
वो प्रोजेक्ट था एक।
Sure.
तो कॉलेज गए, कॉलेज में मन नहीं लगता था, बिकॉज यार आई वाज लाइक यार पैसा बनाना तो सीख गया हूँ,
Hmm.
10-20 हजार रुपये भी कमा लूंगा महीने का, यू नो इट्स जस्ट गिविंग मी सम लिबर्टी, सम
At that
फ्रीडम।
age, it's amazing.
और मैंने फिर एसईओ शुरू किया, गूगल की नोटबुक्स पढ़नी शुरू की, बेसिक्स ऑफ एसईओ, एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग, कंटेंट क्रिएशन, बिकॉज उस टाइम पे वही चलता था,
Correct.
बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स के इंटरनेट के इंडिया पे,
Yes.
वर्ल्ड में। एंड देन आई रियलाइज यार कि देयर आर वेज टू मेक मनी हियर, एंड देयर आर वेज टू इनकॉर्पोरेट समथिंग, डू सम बिजनेस आल्सो।
Hmm.
2011, as soon as I graduated, I started my own thing, and that was good, amazing, that changed my life, but it was extremely difficult initially.
अच्छा.
कुछ पता ही नहीं था
हाँ.
करना कैसे है, क्या करना है, कहीं जॉब नहीं करी ढंग से,
हाँ.
families में, you know, the family was not running companies,
Correct.
मतलब there are small businesses here and there, but
Sure.
कोई इतनी guidance नहीं थी कि आप how do you build a large business or how do you build new age businesses.
Yes.
तो but it worked, somehow it worked, धीरे धीरे धीरे, all self taught, self learning, mentorship,
हाँ.
मिले लोगों से समझा, was very very fortunate to meet some amazing people, उन्होंने advice कर दिया कैसे
Right.
कैसे करना है। तो I would sit in front of them like this and just मुझे 1 घंटा दे दो,
हाँ.
give me 1 hour,
हाँ.
and somehow वो चला।
अच्छा. So you used to approach people?
Yeah, so
Like
many.
who?
यार very early days, Prajakta was there from, you know, who runs now his own accelerator, so he was
अच्छा. So you used to
advising.
approach him कि मुझे सिखाओ.
हाँ,
And you were 18, 20 years.
no, that time I was 21.
21.
Yeah.
That's still very young,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
you were able to approach people. बहुत लोग तो ये भी नहीं कर पाते.
यार आकाश, मैं तेरे को बताता हूँ ना क्या हुआ, क्या
हाँ.
ये हुआ शुरू, उसके बाद 22 आई वेंट टू कॉन्क्वेस्ट, बिट्स प्लानिंग का एक बी प्लान कंपटीशन होता है,
Oh.
मेरा एक दोस्त था वहां पे, हु इज नाउ एट हार्वर्ड, ही वेंट टू हार्वर्ड एंड देन वेंट टू सम अदर गिग, ही वाज आल्सो इन द स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम। तो हुआ क्या, मैं एक और चीज बताता हूँ, मैं आई वाज 18 व्हेन आई वेंट टू रशिया फॉर अ कॉन्फ्रेंस।
अच्छा.
It was a very interesting conference where they were getting people from almost 120 plus countries.
Hmm.
वहां पे मैं ना बिट्स के लोगों से मिला, बिट्स पिलानी के लोगों
हाँ,
से।
हाँ, smart होते हैं. Yeah.
यार जबरदस्त, मतलब मेरा एक दोस्त है, इनफैक्ट तेरी बिल्डिंग में उसका ऑफिस है, बिजक, महेश
Oh yeah,
जकोटिया।
बीचा नीचे ही तो है.
हाँ, तो
हाँ.
महेश के साथ ना वहाँ पे बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग हुआ कि तो बिट्स पिलानी के 2-3 लोग थे वहाँ पे, एंड देवर आल्सो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के लोग थे, अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटीज के, बट बिट्स प्लानिंग के बच्चों में ना मैंने एक चीज देखी वहाँ पे कि दे वर वेरी एंटरप्राइजिंग।
हाँ.
तो महेश ऑलरेडी एट दैट एज ही वाज रनिंग अ प्रॉपर बिजनेस, मतलब प्रॉपर बिजनेस, प्रॉपर फॉर्मुलेटेड बिजनेस। अपना विजिटिंग कार्ड निकाला उसने, कह रहा है, पहली बार ही मिला मेरे को रशिया में, अपना विजिटिंग कार्ड निकाला, कह रहा है महेश,
हाँ.
तो मैंने बोला यार तो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है यार, तो कैसे कर रहे हो, कह रहा है आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग कंसल्टेंसी सर्विसेज। तो मैंने बोला यार ये भी हो रहा है। तो उस टाइम पे हुआ क्या कि वहां से कनेक्ट बना, और जब मैंने शुरू किया तो महेश और एक और उसका कलीग था, रोहन मनचंदा करके, वहां पे हु वेंट टू हार्वर्ड, आई वाज टेलिंग यू अबाउट।
हाँ.
तो वो उसने मुझे बोला यार पार्टिसिपेट करो इस कंपटीशन में। मैं मजाक में चला गया, बट बिजनेस उस टाइम पे ना मेरा उस डिसेंटली फाइन, इट्स कॉल्ड पोस्टर गली।
Oh,
Poster-
I've heard of this,
Yeah.
man.
पोस्टर गली शुरू मैंने किया था
क्या बात है.
2011 में।
Amazing.
तो वो फिर वहां से हुआ कि वो हम रनर्स अप आ गए वहां पे,
हाँ.
एंड उसके बाद यार जर्नी ऐसी थी कि मतलब इट वाज अ बिजनेस दैट वेंट टू टच अबाउट 12 odd crores
Wow.
in 4 years with almost 50% net margins,
Lovely, man.
and we were only a 25 people team.
Solid stuff.
So that business gave me the wings that you know, but I learnt a lot, I made a
Correct.
lot of
I'm
mistakes,
sure.
so much so that Amazon की entry India में भी पता नहीं थी कि यार ये disrupt कर देंगे पूरी e-commerce game.
Correct.
So I didn't partner with them at the right time.
हाँ.
So many mistakes. तो जर्नी ऐसी रही कि यार you know, by the time I was 28 27 ना, rage, why coffee or why the fight against the big boys,
Hmm.
या कुछ ऐसा दिख रहा था जो मुझे दिख रहा था, जो मार्केट में जिससे पूछता था उसको दिख नहीं रहा था,
हाँ.
एंड आई सॉ दैट एज अ वेरी लार्ज अपॉर्चुनिटी
अच्छा.
कि यार कंज्यूमर प्रेफरेंसेस आर चेंजिंग,
Hmm.
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आर्बिट्राज इज बिकमिंग मोर एंड मोर रेलेवेंट। मैं तो
Hmm.
फर्स्ट हैंड देख ही रहा था,
सही बात है.
एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जो लार्ज कंपनीज का है ना,
हाँ.
वो डिसरप्ट होना शुरू हो गया था।
Right.
At that time, some of the personal care companies, Mamaearth is a great example that
Yes.
recently IPO'd.
Yes.
Mamaearth was already doing about 1.5-2 crores मैं 2017 की बात बता रहा हूँ.
And
A
you were
month,
not,
a month.
you
And
didn't start around that time.
no, I was researching.
Thinking.
हाँ,
Nice.
2019 is when we started selling
Wow.
commercially, but हुआ क्या यार, मेरे को ना एक चीज समझ आई आकाश कि यार धंधा शुरू करने से पहले जितना टाइम लगा लो ना उतना बेटर है. The more you time, because the moment you have expenses, you have to generate revenue. You cannot make enough mistakes. You will always make mistakes, but you have to reduce the chances of mistakes you make. So I spent almost about 1.5 years कि यार ये करना है, ऐसे करना है, पकाया, अच्छे से पकाया, सप्लाई चेन से मिले, समझा. तो अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत बड़ी थी, कोई देख नहीं पा रहा था. और अपॉर्चुनिटी बड़ी इसलिए थी, दूसरा था फाउंडर मार्केट फिट. Building for Gen Z and millennials, building something that is aspirational, edgy, in a $1 billion category. मुझे लगा I'm the right founder to do this also.
Wow, you had that in
Yeah,
confidence.
and confidence and FMCG is in my blood, yeah, because my family has also been in and around FMCG, distribution, retail, etc., etc. So, मतलब it's not as if we're coming from a lot of money. It's just that वो exposure था.
Correct.
उसकी understanding was better than other categories. I understand the consumer. If you
Sure.
put me in a B2B business, I might not do very well.
Sure.
So that is what, यार, मतलब category was large, personal passion का एक intersection था.
Nice.
And overall, I think I was looking at a few things which others were ignoring.
Very nice, yeah. So this is super interesting. I think a lot of insights in what you just narrated, yeah. And I think that's why you're sitting, with a very interesting brand, I must say. Because Rage, I remember you got Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
You built a very interesting coffee brand. I'm sure I see so many people in our office, having a Rage box, and you miniaturized it, made it, very appeal friendly.
Yeah.
So मुझे थोड़ा से brand lessons दो. That how were you able to create that brand appeal? Because it's a very big category.
It's a huge category.
You are competing against the largest brands, international brands.
Yeah.
And you still were able to find a white space and get into the minds of the consumer. Not easy. And I think वो आपने crack करा in a cluttered category.
Yeah,
मैं नहीं बोलूंगा कि आपने वो दर्शन भाई की तरह एक बहुत ही different product सोच के उस पे brand बना के consumer के साइके समझ के किया. आपने cluttered category जहाँ consumer already Nescafe पी रहा है.
Correct.
आप उसके mind में घुसे and consumer thought कि यार मुझे Rage तो पी के देखनी है.
Yeah.
और उसकी भी granules अलग थे.
Yeah.
Flavors आपने 10 तरह के लेके आए.
Yeah.
तो ये सब कैसे, मतलब how did you arrive at it? I know it's all hustle.
Yeah.
But still I would love to know कि ये brand कैसे बनाते हैं नया in a cluttered category.
यार, so top of my mind, सबसे बड़ी learning मेरी इतने साल में business की ये रही यार कि creating demand is creating new categories is far more difficult than playing in a large existing category. That's the first thing.
Okay.
If you want to build something sizable,
Makes sense.
इंडिया की मार्केट में ना आप कोई भी एनालिसिस कर लोगे ना, कहीं पे भी रिसर्च कर लोगे, यू विल गेट टू दैट मीट ऑफ द एवरी लार्ज स्केल बिजनेस हियर इज दैट दे डिसरप्टेड एग्जिस्टिंग लार्ज कैटेगरीज. बट कमिंग टू द सेकंड पॉइंट, दर्शन भाई का भी एग्जांपल दिया आपने. विनी कॉस्मेटिक्स एंड फॉग डिड नॉट इन्वेंट अ न्यू कैटेगरी. दे, मैं इसको बोलता हूँ एक मसाला, एक ऐसी कंज्यूमर इनसाइट which you have as a founder that the market is ignoring, but you are not creating new types of consumption models or new types of consumption categories.
True.
So coffee was being played, but बहुत सारे उसमें missing modes थे which could have been played to create a newer business. So सबसे पहली, तो मैं ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जा रहा, बट मैं ऊपर से बता रहा हूँ कि how you think changes everything. If you think about your business and your brand as something for everyone from day zero, then you will play it like that. But अगर आप ऐसे सोचते हो in your business यार कि for example I am only an EV company and I am only a consumer EV company, then you are changing the way India commutes.
Yeah.
Or anything in India moves.
Correct.
from point A to point B.
Correct.
That just vision
Hmm.
forces you to always reinvent and think maybe 10 times more than what you can be yourself.
Sure. Makes
So I think when you play in large categories, you have to think like that.
Hmm.
दूसरा X factor है.
Hmm.
वो X factor is a function of market insight, founder market fit, team building, execution,
Hmm.
and then building distribution also.
True. Have you cracked distribution now? Do you know what's the
Yeah,
rules of distribution?
Yeah, distribution, I would say we are obviously at the tip of the iceberg.
Acha.
In some channels, we would have about 10, 15, 20% market share. In some channels, we would be less than 1% market share.
Hmm.
Distribution is an ever-evolving game for even large companies that have been around for, donkey years,
Hmm.
decades.
Hmm.
And that is why large companies, Coke is a great example, they would still spend 20, 30% of their money on marketing.
True.
Because you can never, take your position as granted.
Yeah.
हम तो उस जर्नी में अभी बहुत अर्ली हैं. This is the 4th year of the business, in fact.
Correct.
So for me, our distribution is the key. Right distribution is more important for us right now.
Sure.
Can Rage sell in every kirana today? That can Rage sell in 1 lakh stores today? Possibly. Can Rage sell in 10 lakh stores? No. So wo first target was to reach all online channels, all modern trade, general trade channels,
Okay.
quick commerce, hyperlocal. We should be available for the consumer. Now we are trying to find depth in some markets that we are winning in.
Oh, nice.
So you go wide or you go deep. हमारा अप्रोच वाइड रहा कोविड में, फिर चेंज हो गया. अभी हमारे पास बहुत मासी एंट्री लेवल प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. वी आर नाउ गोइंग मोर डीप. So I think it changes, it evolves. You know how it is, yaar. If we were working in silos, if we were working in completely perfect markets and models, life would be very different.
Correct.
But we don't know. कल क्या हो जाए?
Sure.
आज क्या हो जाए? We don't know.
सही बात है, we don't know. I mean, we are all living in the world of uncertainties and just playing our cards. But यार ये मतलब जो consumer brand जैसे आपने बनाया, Mamaearth ने बनाया, Aman Boat, right? So many success stories now in India. One is find a product.
Yeah.
Number 2 is build a brand.
Yeah.
Right? Number 3 is crack your distribution channels.
Hmm.
Right? Online, offline.
Yeah.
Offline में कैसे कैसे. तो इसमें कुछ certain tenets that you want to share or some mind mappings that people don't understand कि भाई मेरे को एक नया business बनाना है. Let's say there's a guy who's listening to us who's thinking कि मुझे ना मुझे कोई एक category pick करनी है. Like you picked coffee, maybe someone is thinking tea. अभी tea में कोई brands नहीं है. अभी Tata Tea चलती है मुझे जहाँ तक लगता है. I don't know much, but there's no rage in tea.
Yeah,
Or there is.
Yeah. Tea is a. I mean, you're right.
है ना, मतलब वो brand
Challenger brand नहीं है कोई.
Challenger
बड़ा
brand
challenger
नहीं है,
brand नहीं.
हाँ.
Vadam है obviously. Bala is doing a
One of
fantastic
there,
job,
but it's a little niche.
he's also built the business globally, so it's a
हाँ.
great business. I'm a huge fan of their
Yeah,
products.
teas.
But I think from my lens, at least, Vadam is a more global business today. And obviously they are doing very well in India now. But you're right. There is no large challenger brand that is taking on. I'll also tell you why.
Chayos ने वो अलग किया है, वो offline किया है
Correct,
पूरा.
correct.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you also why. Just a small thought here.
Please.
कि यार category selection का जो process है ना, बहुत ही internal process है वो.
अच्छा.
बहुत internal process
Not
है.
external. I was thinking it should be all external.
External is later.
Oh.
The first and foremost thing is, yaar, where I have seen, see,
Sure.
if you build a B2B business or if you build a SaaS business, or many times it is coming from the market first.
That's
क्या
right.
market की demand क्या है?
True.
Consumer में और I feel where especially challenger category में, you have to, if you want to build something that lives a lifetime, if you want to build something that really scales well and you are also goddamn excited about building it in the 10th year of your journey, एक inherent passion होना बहुत जरूरी है उस category के लिए, उस disruption के लिए, उस product innovation के लिए. So चाय जो है ना यार, चाय में एक problem है. चाय is a बहुत हमारे लिए बहुत सही problem है. Gen Z, millennials, 16 to 35 year olds are moving out of chai.
Yeah.
And
I've never had tea.
So, in fact, I was a tea drinker 6-7 years. I rarely drink tea, also because India has a dairy, market. तो वो दूध वाली चाय के अलग challenges हैं. But having said that, यार वो अल्फा क्रिएट करने के लिए ना आपको कैटेगरी की एक बहुत नॉलेज जरूरी है. Gut instinct will initiate that love for the category or that journey, but it has to be mapped to data. Because अभी तो मेरे को करना है. जब पैसे लगाने पड़ेंगे तब आपको समझ आएगी. तो मोस्ट पीपल इफ यू मीट ना, करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, ऐसे बनाना है, वैसे बनाना है, क्यों नहीं कर पाते? बिकॉज जब जेब से पैसे जाते हैं, खर्चे चलाने हैं घर के, फैमिली है, hundreds of EMIs, commitments, that is where the mind shuts. कि यार let's delay it by another year, by another month. When you are inherently so passionate about disruption ना, तब आप बोलते हो नहीं यार मुझे leap of faith वो आज ही लेना है, मैं एक दिन भी वेट नहीं कर सकता. So वो चीज है. तो instinct, gut will start your category selection process. लेकिन वो ultimately map होएगा primary research से, रिपोर्ट से, सर्वेज से, कंज्यूमर डेटा से. जब वो दोनों का बैलेंस आएगा ना कहीं पे कि यार मेरी ये थीसिस थी, ये कैटेगरी, ये प्राइस पॉइंट, ये पैक साइज, ये चैनल, हाँ ये कंज्यूमर को ये नहीं, ये 4 चीजें चाहिए अलग से और इस प्राइस पॉइंट पे चाहिए. सो देन यू आर एबल टू.
You did all of that.
100%. I would not have.
साल के लिए बिजनेस की तैयारी करी and then you got into the business.
100%.
That's a big one. That's very important, right? And you were at that time you were just thinking, talking to people, thinking with your mind, right? Very nice. तो white space ऐसे ढूंढा तुमने. अब ये brand ambassador, you got Virat Kohli on the brand. Was that a plan since day one, or you figured it out in the journey 1-1.5 साल बाद कि कैसे, and how did that deal happen? Just take us through that brand endorsement process, because a lot of people who want to get into a cluttered category, I think that's a great way to build your brand, right? That alpha that you're talking about, that can happen. But when did you get into that process? How that happened? Thoda so batao.
Yeah, I think it's a dream of every consumer, especially if you look at the new age consumer businesses. In fact, मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा, सभी जो भी consumer के business में जहाँ पे आप कुछ directly consumer को बेच रहे हो, service, product, it's everyone's dream to get that vote of confidence, to get that credibility. होता क्या है, बहुत बारी people do it out of a necessity, a need more than the want. And that is the process that you want to stay away from, where you are doing it because it is a good fit, not because यार इसके बिना बनेगा नहीं. So that was never the mindset. एक desire था, एक dream थी, but it had to come at the right time with the right commercials and the right possibilities. So I think that is the most important thing. I think every entrepreneur who's genuinely building their business, वो चाहते हैं कि यार ये सब चीजें credibility देती है market में. Why not? But it has to come at the right with the right metrics.
Correct.
तो यार विराट के साथ I think हुआ क्या कि when we started building the business, always dream थी. तो I'm somebody who will write at least even today 4-5 cold emails, cold DMs on LinkedIn. आज सुबह भी अभी यहीं बैठ के करा मैंने किसी को. Just
solid.
I got to know about this guy who's raised large amount of capital in Europe. उसको मैसेज कर दिया कि यार अच्छा है, कॉफी बना रहे हैं, यहाँ पे आ जाओ. Lovely. So ये हैबिट शुरू से रही है मेरी. एंड हुआ क्या कि first year of the business, figuring it out. Second year of the business, COVID आ गया. Scale करो, growth. We were seeing tailwinds. Let's grow. Third year of the business is when we realized यार कि the creator economy is working for us really well.
Okay.
The influencer economy is working for us really well. So we partnered with a lot of these large influencers at that time. That's when I realized yaar ki we partnered with some of these large cricketers also.
Achha.
But not Virat. And we realized that it really got the word out.
Okay.
And that's when we connected with his management and his agency. And somehow we're talking about Hardik. But मैंने बोला दो ही लोग थे.
उस एजेंसी के पास
नहीं, they had everybody, they had the entire roster, but मेरे को था कि यार, and 4 लोगों से मैं पूछता रहता था यार कि if you were to look at a brand ambassador for Rage, who would it be?
Sure.
So there were two names that kept coming again and again, which was one was Ranveer, one was Virat.
Acha.
So obviously Ranveer for me doesn't make sense because a lot of people have misconception, yeah, true conception, I don't know, that he's on something all the time.
Acha.
That's not how we
Right
want
on
to position the brand at all. And he's I think he would have been, from an energy point of view, he would have been a good, but a lot of people think that that's not
Yeah.
how he's deriving his energy.
Sure.
I don't know if that's
Very
right or wrong.
controversial. Sure.
But Virat is a role model for millions of Indians, and I think it just at that time it made a lot of sense. Yaar, ki let's just try, let's just keep pushing it, let's just figure out if it works or not.
Sure.
तो एक साल की जर्नी थी 2021 में शुरू की थी हमने early and 2022 December. So 2021 December, 2022 Jan, we finally sorted the commercials out.
Nice.
तो एक महीना यहाँ से होता था, फिर एक महीना यहाँ से, we were playing like
Acha.
volleyball for like a
Sure.
good 1 year.
Sure.
But I would say that his team, cornerstone, his management has been fantastic.
Yeah.
They are true champions of entrepreneurship in the country.
Wow.
In a very subtle way.
Nice.
And they're true champions of, I think, also supporting young companies.
Nice.
Obviously, Virat has very limited time, so he has to, be very careful
Sure.
about where he partners and what he does. But it made sense, yaar. Everything kind of fell together. The commercials, the investment, the way it had to be done, जो एक deal structure होता है, that
very
made sense. We had raised about $5 million at that time from Sixth Sense Ventures. So we were also on a high. कि यार, we should also be utilizing this money in long-term modes.
Correct.
These are long-term
These
modes.
are very long term.
Yeah. So let us invest money in building long-term modes.
Sure.
And that's how I've thought about business, especially in the last 3 years.
Nice.
Yaar, if we have any time we have excess capital or sight of excess capital, let us build the factory. So we started building the factory 18 months back.
You did your own manufacturing?
We operate a 30,000 square foot manufacturing
Wow.
unit in IMT Manesar.
Oh, lovely.
We started building that in October 2021.
That's amazing, actually. That's going deeper into your
That's deeper. It's also the core IP. Na?
Core IP.
How do we create something magical that nobody can replicate?
Yes.
And that is true loyalty. हमारे धंधे में यार कुछ नहीं है loyalty को छोड़ के.
Absolutely.
If you cannot build loyalty in a food business or a food and beverage business, I would say FMCG at large, but FMCG at large में problem क्या है कि हमारे gross margins कम है बाकी categories से.
Okay.
So we can only have a very strong P&L at scale when we're seeing repeats, where we don't have to go out and acquire new customers every time. So that's the thing.
Nice, yeah. That's amazing. And Virat, according to you, has really helped the brand. ROI is good. And it must have been a part equity, part cash deal, right? As a structuring to, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, but वो part cash नहीं है, वो mostly equity deal है.
Wow.
So
you've been able to really crack something. Right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think kudos to Virat also that he was able
Fantastic.
to believe in the brand.
He's a visionary. His team is a visionary. He's been a visionary, and the way they, I mean, मैं कौन होता हूँ यार कुछ भी बोलने वाला, but the way he's lived his life, especially the last 8-10 years.
True.
I mean, if there are some times when I'm low, I look at what we've been able to do with him, and what his belief is a big it's a big confidence booster for the entire team.
Wow.
Even in tough times, they're able to come out and help us and support us.
Really?
Yeah.
So good, man.
Yeah.
That's so talks about professionalism and
Yeah.
helping nature. Amazing, यार. But अभी एक और चीज सुनने में आई है that Rage is now going out of India also. Right?
Yeah.
Recently, I saw some of your LinkedIn posts that you guys are going global. You've launched Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Now this is like a next level of growth, यार.
Yeah.
तो कैसे ये सब क्रैक हुआ और कैसे करना चाहिए किसी और बिजनेस को? How have you done this? This is partnership deal, JV.
Yeah.
कैसे कर रहे हो?
यार early days, but idea is कि यार सब चीजों में ना बहुत टाइम लगता है. So number one thing is that आपके पास एक everything is on the platter. Let's say we were a part of a larger FMCG business. It will all come to us.
Yeah.
खुद आएगा. But ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. हमें हर चीज scratch से करनी है. शुरू से करनी है. So I have believed one thing that कि यार ब्रांड की पोजीशनिंग इतनी क्रिटिकल है, ब्रांड की जो द वैल्यू एंड द एस्पिरेशन ऑफ द ब्रांड builds everything else. Distribution also is a part of it, and global distribution is even more so, because when you're so young, so early, why should somebody first of all believe and trust in you?
Yeah.
So the question here is, I look at it the other way, ki why should what is the value that I can bring to consumers of a country that I don't understand very well?
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So it has to be कि यार कोई वहां पे है लोग जो हमसे ज्यादा मार्केट की अंडरस्टैंडिंग रखते हैं और उनको ट्रस्ट है, उनको बिलीफ है कि इकोनॉमिक्स भी वर्कआउट करेगी ब्रांड पे, यू नो, ऑन द शेल्फ द ब्रांड विल, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ दीज आर ऑफलाइन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डील्स.
Sure.
Online distribution in many countries is narrow right now for grocery products.
Yeah.
So ये आज लगता है कि क्रैक हुआ है, बट ये हम पहले दिन से कर रहे हैं अटेम्प्ट. 6 महीने लगते हैं टू इवन गेट टू नेक्स्ट मीटिंग विद समबडी, especially as a young consumer brand. So we have done markets like UK, we've done markets like Nepal, Bhutan, where we have built strong distribution partner. We're working with strong distribution partners, and that leads to, you know, snowballing effects, delta over time. But we are very careful here कि we do small pilots, work with the team there, then take it from there.
Okay.
So exports, एक और चीज़ है, coffee is a very universal subject.
True. Yeah.
If I take Rage to Belgium, and I'm telling you, I have sampled the product through my distributors, through my partners, through our own leads in almost over 25 countries.
Really?
Sampled as in with distribution partners.
अच्छा.
वियतनाम से लेके, कनाडा से लेके, आप यूरोपियन कंट्रीज ले लो, साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्रीज ले लो, and at any point in time we have at least 15-20 conversations going on. And I think maybe 5% of them would materialize into either, you know, initial pilots or initial projects. So the partner has to make money, the partner has to understand the vision, we have to work with them. तो ऐसा ही है, मतलब ये एक्सपोर्ट्स का बिजनेस लॉन्ग टर्म है, एंड these are delta moves यार.
अच्छा.
ये delta moves हैं, जब क्रैक होता है तो ये
These are like
moon shots हैं, ये moon shots
Try
हैं.
करते हैं.
ट्राई करते रहो, चलते भी
बढ़
हैं,
सकता है.
चलते, क्योंकि कॉफी, you know, the product has been
Coffee is
approved,
universal. No doubt about
and our product has been approved by connoisseurs of coffee in
Yes.
European markets.
Really?
People who are used to drinking Italy or Belgium, these consumers
The
drink
places where coffee, is
and
the best.
is the best, and also these people are very evolved in their palates
True.
of you know, tasting coffee.
Yes.
So उनके sensories are very evolved when it comes to coffee as a beverage.
True.
तो उन लोगों का जब आता है यार, you know, then we are, चलो let's do it. Bangladesh we're doing in a big way now.
अच्छा.
So चल रहा है markets में. It's slow. I would say it's always time taking. हमारे सर पे कोई माई बाप तो है नहीं. चलो आ जाओ बेटा, आज आपको हमने यहाँ डाल दिया, फिर वहां डाल दिया. Talking to somebody who's running a project in a large FMCG company. तो वो 1 साल में 100 करोड़ कर लिया उनकी कंपनी ने, उनके ब्रांड ने. I mean, it's really shocking, right? 100 crores in 1 year offline में. I kept talking to him, मैं deep dive करता रहा कि कैसे. Then we understood यार, वो सब उठा के प्रोडक्ट यहाँ डालो, वहां डालो, experiments in 1 year, distribution is built. So for us, it's everything is, you know, is a 10 times the hustle यार.
Nice. अच्छा, एक बात बताओ, when you're building a consumer business like yours, so which one would you rate in the order of importance, right? This is a little tricky one. So number 1 is product, number 2 is brand, number 3 is distribution. इन तीनों को कहाँ पे कैसे फिट करोगे? Which is the most important? Which is the second most? I would love to know.
ऐसा नहीं है आकाश. नहीं ऐसा, you cannot rate one more important than the other.
All three need to go hand in hand.
Not in hand in hand.
अच्छा.
Number 1, the first and foremost thing is product. Are you serving a real gap? Is there a need for your product at the price point you're able to serve it? सबसे important चीज वो है, because distribution cannot be built if the product is not needed. If it is not something that the market really cares about, and if your consumer, if she's really not interested in buying your product,
right,
जितनी distribution फैलानी है, you'll only burn through.
अच्छा.
You'll go through hell. You'll burn through 1 rupee, hundreds of rupees or crores of rupees.
So product has to be right first.
That is the number one thing.
Number one thing.
The product has to be so good. Rather, I would say the product has to be needed. It could be anything.
Sure.
It's the need of the market. At the price points. रोल्स रॉयस बना के आप कस्टमर को बेच रहे हो जिसको होंडा सिटी खरीदनी है.
सही बात है. Doesn't work.
I mean, मैंने बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट बनाया है, तो क्या करूं मैं? खरीदने वाले हैं कंज्यूमर्स. And that's a journey. मैं आज बोल सकता हूँ because I've taken that journey for so many years. पहले दिन किसी को नहीं पता होता यार. And you have to live with it.
Correct.
As a founder, as an entrepreneur, you have to live with it. Then comes distribution.
Okay. And what are the core principles of distribution? कुछ समझ में आया तो थोड़ा बताओ because online offline अभी क्या split है range का?
यार हमारा 50% offline है 50% online है.
So online is more about listing on marketplaces, Amazons of the world, and your own platform and doing Instagram marketing and all. That's the thing that I understand.
Correct.
Offline, I don't understand. How to crack offline? What are the 2-3 things that one should do?
Offline बहुत अलग beast है.
I know.
बहुत अलग beast है.
कैसे शुरू होता है? Modern trade से शुरू होता है usually?
यार मैं बोलूँ अगर सही है.
हाँ.
Offline आपको अपना skills समझना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा.
आपकी टीम में या आपके एज अ फाउंडर एज अ लीड मैनेजमेंट टीम आपकी लीडरशिप में देयर नीड्स टू बी समवन हु रियली गेट्स इट आइदर वन और टू ऑफ दीज चैनल्स. सो आप मॉडर्न ट्रेड से भी शुरू कर सकते हो अगर आपको वो ज्यादा समझ आता है. और आपके पास कैपिटल है. It's a very expensive process. Extremely expensive process.
Because you are just loading the inventory.
Loading तो नहीं होती दोस्त.
अच्छा. Prepaid होता है.
Loading नहीं होती. नहीं loading भी नहीं होती. देखो मॉडल्स हैं उसमें. बट कोई भी बायर लोड नहीं लेता अपने पे यार.
हाँ.
सबसे पहले they need product market fit. You are not you know, I'm again talking from the challenger brands lens.
Correct.
कि यार कुछ है नहीं.
सही बात है.
अगर आप तो already well distributed हो then everybody will want you.
True.
I'm not talking about that.
Correct.
आज रेज कहीं पे भी जाता है with open arms we are welcome. But I've seen that.
ऐसा नहीं था ना.
I've seen that journey यार. Nobody bothers. Nobody is bothered about your product. Nobody is thinking about you. Nobody. Retailer से लेके distributor से लेके modern trade partner, you have to make them believe, and it's a constant journey. You're fighting that journey. It's a war. And again, I keep coming back to saying that capital availability, resources, connects, network. If you have that, life is way simpler. So, distribution में यार आपको अपनी advantages पे खेलना है, and sometimes those are unfair advantages. मेरा network है, I know people, या मेरी knowledge है, या मेरे पास capital है. So all of those are unfair advantages. But distribution offline is a beast. I have made so many mistakes there. Rather, I would say my team and myself have made so many mistakes there.
True.
And मुश्किल है, बहुत मुश्किल है.
I see you love a lot of brands. मतलब मैं जब भी भरत से मिलता हूँ, he's wearing a new shoe. I think मेरे को भी तुम्ही ने ये सारे शौक लगाए हैं. But कहाँ से मतलब which are your top 3 favorite brands? मतलब तुम तो शायद बाहर जाके कुछ नए brands लेके आ रहे हो. क्या है ये? हाँ?
यार actually मैं इतना I'm a streetwear fanatic.
अच्छा.
तो streetwear में कुछ भी नया हो रहा होता है तो I'm very interested to know it. And I think Nike has been my childhood love. तो Nike के साथ I'm a geek to know more about, but इतना पैसा नहीं है कि मैं हर दिन नया स्नीकर ले आऊं. तो धीरे कलेक्शन में करते रहते हैं थोड़ा. But यार aspiration यही है कि यार I want to work with people, I want to do things, I want to wear stuff that I really enjoy. मतलब अच्छा लगना चाहिए पहन के वो करके काम. And दिन अच्छा शुरू होता है ऐसे. अंदर से फीलिंग आती है. तो I'm feeling good today. And उसके लिए I think so मेरे लिए यार I'm a huge consumer of a lot of the innovative food and beverage companies. A lot of them are outside of India. And I would अगर मुझे कुछ चीज समझ आई है तो then I try to arrange it either .com Amazon.com पे खरीद लेंगे which is the US market, or I'll ask a friend to get it for me. क्या मुझे taste करना है. Example, there was this new product recently launched in the US. Gummies थे. ठीक है, which are for basically mushroom gummies हैं.
अच्छा.
So they're using lion's mane, shaga, reishi, and cordyceps. A lot of these things that I love to use.
Wow.
उनको उन्होंने एक जबरदस्त पावर पैक फॉर्मुलेशन क्रिएट किया, तो मैंने वो अरेंज करवाया कहीं से.
Wow.
So one of the things.
Yeah.
But यार मतलब I'm very selective actually, but I don't know if it gets kind of communicated or not, but मुझे समझ आता है तो मुझे चाहिए, but बहुत कम चीजें समझ आती हैं.
Sure.
So
समझ आती तो चाहिए.
समझ आती है तो चाहिए, मतलब और हिस्ट्री बड़ी मैटर करती है. ब्रांड की हिस्ट्री क्या है, why are they selling what they're selling, who is the founder,
Yeah.
what was his mission.
Sure.
Mission क्या है उसका. There's a brand called Patagonia.
Yeah, I love it. Have you heard his entire
Yeah.
podcast?
So
Yeah.
So podcast तो मैंने काफी सुने उनके, but more than that, I think the mission that has been a long-lived mission.
True.
He is, now what he's announced with all of the proceeds going to the climate change, mission. But yeah, you feel good when you associate yourself with. हमारे लिए क्या है यार, मतलब if somebody buys Rage today, is associating themselves with Rage. अगर मेरी जिंदगी का आप हिस्सा बनते हो, कपड़े पहनते हो आप, या आप कुछ पर्सनल केयर प्रोडक्ट्स यूज करते हो, या आप कुछ खाते पीते हो, या आप कोई सर्विसेज लेते हो कहीं पे जाके, यू आर एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द ब्रांड. दैट्स हाउ आई लुक एट इट. यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ माय फैमिली. यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ माय मिशन.
करेक्ट.
सो जो भी मुझे रेजर मिलता है ना, या कोई भी बंदा मिलता है, और बहुत लोग मिलते हैं ना डेली बेसिस दैट वी आर यूजिंग रेज, द फर्स्ट थिंग आई टेल देम इज यार, वेलकम टू द फैमिली. बिकॉज इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ माय मिशन.
करेक्ट.
So Nike is the great example. Nike is top of my list.
Wow.
Then in India, Oberoi's है service के level में. So I think they have, kind of done a lot of things very differently. Challenger brands हैं कुछ.
That you enjoy.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. Personal life में, how do you balance out, work and personal life? You're bad at it, or you're trying to say that you're the best at it?
Yeah, trying my best. I don't spend enough time with my family, with my friends, and it's a continuous regret that I have. Yeah, it's something that I really want to do more and more, but हो नहीं पा रहा यार अभी.
It's all raging madness.
Raging madness है, but यार I think it's also kind of, किसको blame थोड़ा ना कर सकता हूँ मैं इसके लिए.
It's a journey, right?
It's a journey. So I want to spend more time, and at some point in life I want to kind of be more free so that I can spend more time with them, but now is not the time.
You've heard it. अच्छा, एक बात बताओ, where would you fit these three, in the order of your importance? Health, wealth, relationships.
Health, number one, any day. I don't think there's a doubt about that. If you yourself can operate, then you can do any of these other two. खुद ही नहीं करोगे operate तो क्या करोगे? And my attempt has been there a lot. Like बहुत कुछ जिंदगी में change किया मैंने अपनी last 5-7 years में. I converted to being a vegetarian about 8 years back.
Wow.
I quit alcohol for a good 7-8 months last year. I don't smoke. कुछ और ये basics हैं.
Sure.
ये basics हैं, but I think there are a lot of other things which add to a lot of this. But stress में आप जब होते हो ना, तो बहुत कुछ चीजें आपका, all of these things call you.
Correct.
Right, and it's a little difficult.
Very easy to give up.
It's very easy to give up, but like early morning routine hai.
Wow.
Just trying to spend time with yourself, internalize more, be more calm, patient, and not fall into the trap of so many things. So and health is only that today. For example, sugar cravings. I love the sweet stuff, bro.
We just had a cake and you didn't even touch it, man. That shows me the power within. Yeah.
Huh, but I really love it. But I'm like, nahi.
Nice.
Not today. So all of those things are maybe somewhere they will impact or not. Who knows, brother? I mean, we keep hearing so many stories.
True.
एक खुद का ही मिशन है बस. So
Hmm.
health है number one, and I would say that should be the most important thing for every young Indian today.
Hmm.
जो तो ने तो बहुत पाप कर लिए हैं तो पता
Hmm.
नहीं मुझे.
True.
We have been peddled with so much of shit around us all the
Correct.
time. So but the young Indians, I feel like यार अपना opportunity loss हो जाएगा अगर
Hmm.
अगर if the new India is not healthy.
Hmm.
दूसरा है यार relationships any day.
Hmm.
Any day.
Very important.
Friends, family, close people.
Yeah.
ज़्यादा लोग के साथ निभाना भी मुश्किल है because आपके पास खुद टाइम नहीं है.
Correct.
And I'm somebody who would rather spend time जब मिला है तो with my close ones than spend time. Third is wealth यार. Wealth is आएगा तो ठीक है, नहीं आएगा तो भी ठीक है.
Correct. कुछ सीख के जाएंगे.
कुछ सीख के जाएंगे. वो
Yes.
पैसे की मोटिवेशन होती तो पता नहीं यहाँ ना होता मैं
That's
एटलीस्ट.
true. That's true.
Money is not the motivator. Money is needed to, money after a point doesn't impact it. By the grace of God, I was so fortunate that very early on I saw so much money.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, when I say so much relative to my age, as a 24, 25-year-old,
I mean, 12
I-
crore की कंपनी बनाई तुमने
yeah,
in a few
I
years.
bought luxury cars when I was 24, 25. Yeah.
क्या बात है.
So I built a home when I was 25.
Wow.
Offices, खुद के पैसे से तो and I realized it doesn't help.
Hmm.
I mean, that is not the impact is what you will be known for, how your generations will make money.
Yes.
Not today. It's not what you're in for today. Money is important. That's all is there.
Correct.
But to me, priority मेरी यही रहेगी.
Awesome. No, that's so good यार. And I think for all of us, अगर money passion होता तो शायद हम ये daily
ये नहीं कर रहे होते यार.
daily की असर नहीं कर रहे होते यार. आज ये फट गया, आज वो पे.
नहीं यार, नहीं कर रहे
नहीं
होते.
कर रहे.
नहीं कर रहे होते.
I agree with you. But what are the? I think a lot of people, I feel that this question goes with you because I see that you are in a way a power networker. Networking का skill तुम में अच्छा है, right? I mean, I've seen you, right? You gel with everyone when we meet in any of those, networking
Really?
events.
तुझे
I
लगता
see
है?
that. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है यार, मतलब. But
I think I'm very
You're
awkward
reserved.
and introvert and मतलब
reversed, yeah. I mean,
yeah मतलब I'm not the first mover.
no, the first.
But vibe आ गई ना किसी के साथ.
हाँ.
जैसे अपनी vibe है.
Then you.
Then I
you're-
will I will ensure that I am by your side.
Correct.
तो
correct.
तब तो जैसे अभी तेरे बर्थडे पे
I know.
जबरदस्त था.
I know.
राशि-
I saw that picture, man. वो डालनी पड़ेगी इसमें. And you're the Salman Khan carrying that gun, man. I
तो
like-
वो
really
चीज है.
like it.
तो
हाँ.
vibe है तो यार मतलब फिर तो अलग ही चीज है.
सही है.
तो but यार thanks but I'm feeling good.
Obviously.
Power-
obviously.
Power network है तो
But
सही
कैसे
है.
यार? So networking के फिर भी दो तीन चीजें जो तुमने सीखी हो, जैसे a lot of people are reserved, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you were saying that I am also reserved. But what to do when a young guy enters a room full of founders, full of people, full of achievers? How to network? Any 2-3 tips that you want to give to people?
दो चीजें इसमें. एक तो when a young guy walks into a room
Yeah.
full of, if I'm sitting with people who I'm looking up to, who I want to learn from, I want to stay shut.
अच्छा.
I want to listen to them.
Hmm.
I want to absorb as much as I can. If I have genuine questions, I will take their number
Hmm.
and I will reach out to them separately.
Hmm.
I don't want to because I know तेरे को भी लगता है आकाश, when you're in a setting ना, in a
Hmm.
gathering, तेरे पास
Hmm.
1 घंटा है, तू कहाँ से निकाल के वो आया है, you don't want to be spending that time doing things that you're doing the entire day.
That's right.
You need some sort of a breakdown or
Correct.
some sort of not a breakdown. I mean, you want to see some sort of pause.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That's true.
So I would do that, and I would just be a good listener, and I would try to learn from them.
Sure.
And if it works out, maybe be friends with them. बहुत लोग हैं ऐसे जिनके साथ relationship ऐसे ही traverse करे हैं मेरे.
Hmm.
Even with investors, some of them.
Right.
But if you are when you're generally in a group where networking is the objective and the motive,
Hmm.
then I think speak when needed, find the right people.
Hmm.
If you have something to give to someone
Hmm.
in terms of knowledge, opportunity, then be the first one to do that.
Sure. Sure.
If people see value in
That's how relationships.
associating with you,
True.
because everybody is very busy.
Hmm.
सबके अपने एजेंडा हैं, स्पेशली आई थिंक आवर सर्किट इज एवरीबडी इज जस्ट, किसी का भी कैलेंडर देख लो, अगले 30 दिन तो मिनिमम ब्लॉक्ड रहता है. So why should they matter to you?
True.
Why should we all hang out after a day or 12-hour work day? It should mean something. मजा आना चाहिए.
सही
कुछ ऐसा value add लगना चाहिए यार कि it should make you feel happy, good, and it should not seem like work.
Yeah. Makes sense. So connect them with the soul and the
Yeah,
reality.
yeah.
Makes sense. Great, yaar. I think amazing maza aa raha hai. Now let's get into some power mode again.
Okay.
Like we started. Right? Let's do some rapid fires.
Okay.
Right? So if you have an idea
Huh.
as a founder, would you share it with others or not?
Of course, 100%.
You will?
100%.
Mm.
Because you cannot copy ideas, yaar.
Yeah.
You cannot copy ideas. They're all around you. Go to ChatGPT. You will get 50 ideas and then 50 more.
Correct. Ideas a dime a dozen. It's all about execution.
It's all about starting execution, management, how to manage your money. If I have an idea to build Zip today, dude,
Go for it.
I mean, imagine, right? Like,
Absolutely.
you've spent so many years just cracking the fundamentals of this business.
Right.
Can somebody short circuit it? They will fall.
Yeah. True.
True. So my point is execute. You gotta start somewhere. Keep your, blinders on. First go from 0 to 1, then go from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
When you're at 10, and then if you cannot manage really well everything, because I've been in that side, then you can go back to 0 overnight.
Right. Absolutely.
So 10 to 100 is a journey which is important.
Yeah.
0 to 1 is the most difficult.
Very difficult.
But 10 to 100 is very
If
important.
you are in that place, then
10 to 100 की journey में ना यार, I would be a little bit more so. Sometimes होता क्या है कि यार, a lot of people, especially people with capital, they want to know more. We have companies that are way larger than us in our category. They've been around for decades. वो लोग क्या ना, वो मिलके यही समझना चाहते हैं कि भरत कैसे सोच रहा है.
कैसे कर रहा है. हाँ,
तो उनको मैं नहीं बताऊंगा. उनको थोड़ा मुझे लगेगा यार कि I should be a little bit more careful. Maybe उनको confuse कर देंगे.
I like that.
If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with confidence.
Lovely. Awesome. What's your poison? Beer, whiskey, gin, vodka, coffee के अलावा बताना.
Coffee यार 100%.
Coffee तो तुम बोलोगे.
यार, if not then tequila nowadays.
Huh?
If I have to, then tequila.
Yeah, tequila is good.
वो विशेष ने.
I know a lot of people now Vishesh and this people are.
So whiskey तो whiskey I quit drinking almost 4 years back.
Wow.
2000 COVID के time पे.
Then you would have picked up gin and then.
Then यार gin भी बिल्कुल. तो I told you I quit for a long time and I think मतलब जितना पढ़ोगे ना इसके बारे में तो आप कर नहीं पाते. तो मेरा एक problem क्या है कि I read so much about all this. And I'm like यार, if it's in front of me, डर नहीं जाता है. मतलब कल खराब हो जाएगा आपका. आपको कल सुबह उठना है 7 बजे, आपको फिर अपना वो ग्राइंड शुरू करना है और फिर आप होता क्या है कि यार when you are young the body goddamn dissolves it, where it goes it vanishes in thin air.
True.
But when you are growing up, like aging a little bit, also I think you also become so, I think I can talk about myself, it should not mess up with my routine.
Yeah. So that much is okay.
हाँ, मतलब वो ये कि ऐसा है कि कभी मूड है, हम अपने बैठे कभी once in a while मूड है, तब तो तब रेजिंग थे भाई, पर वो कम होता है. बट हाँ, बट टेकीला आई थिंक इज द 100% अगावे वाली जो टेकीला है वो बनती जैसे है, वो उसकी हिस्ट्री पूरी देखी है मैंने यार, मतलब इट्स बेटर देन मोस्ट ऑफ द कंजीनियर लेड ड्रिंक्स दैट पीपल आर हैविंग टुडे, बट इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. दैट वन इज वेरी एक्सपेंसिव.
That's the depth that you always bring in some topic. Which is your favorite startup in India or abroad? That's okay. This is a company that you.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Boat.
Huh?
Boat and Noise both. So they are in the same category, but that's a good fight.
I think Noise is all bootstrapped and Boat is.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's okay.
Close to profitable. Yeah.
That's also okay. यार, profitability है, ठीक है. That is great.
Yeah.
I mean that's super impressive.
True.
But I think both of them are competing with each other and they're both driving each other to build something large, massive, and great founders. Lot to learn from them. I know
Sure.
them both,
Nice.
all three of them, in fact, very
Yeah.
well.
Correct.
And I learn from them a lot. दोस्ती भी है, यारी भी है. But क्योंकि इतना close देखता हूँ या जर्नी देख रहा हूँ उनकी, तो I get very motivated. Yeah. बाकी यार, I think Dipinder Zomato,
Yeah.
kudos to what he's done and built.
Amazing.
journey. ये बड़े कुछ examples हैं, but consumer में I think Nike बनाना है यार. Something that stays on
Brand.
forever.
Absolutely. Brand ऐसा होना चाहिए that
कुछ भी कर ले.
Have you read the book?
Phil?
Phil.
Yeah.
Nice. Favorite book?
Favorite book?
You're more into podcasts, I think.
नहीं यार, बुक्स तो मैं काफी पढ़ता हूँ, बट पॉडकास्ट भी मतलब मजा आना चाहिए. मतलब ज्ञान तो ठीक है, कुछ ऐसा पता चले जो नहीं पता. आई डोंट गेट इंटरेस्टेड इन प्लेन मोटिवेशन.
Sure.
कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग इंसाइट मिले, या तो यू आर एबल टू कनेक्ट विद द पर्सन डूइंग इट. सिंपल भाषा, सिंपल स्टफ. लाइक मेरा दिमाग ना ज्यादा नहीं चलता. मतलब आई एम लाइक ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन होती है तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आता कुछ. तो मेरे को सिंपल चीजें पसंद है. ज्यादा जो इंग्लिश में ज्यादा पापा वो मेरे को समझ नहीं आता. स्पेशली ये जो कुछ लाइक वेस्टर्न पॉडकास्टर्स हैं, आई लव देम, बट इट टेक्स सो मच टाइम टू अंडरस्टैंड देम. लाइक यू नो, थोड़ा हैवी है मेरे लिए. तो वो है. बट यार, माय फेवरेट बुक विद द आर्ट ऑफ वॉर, सुन त्जू. एंड देन तो यार यही है. मतलब
पॉडकास्ट कौन सी रिकमेंड करेगा?
फिर पॉडकास्ट मुझे ना वो डायरी ऑफ अ सीईओ काफी सी लगता है. अगेन ही इज यूके बेस्ड गाय, बट डूइंग रियली वेल. पॉडकास्ट यार मुझे तन्मय भट्ट बहुत से लगता है.
अच्छा.
जबरदस्त.
Fun. He has a podcast?
यार
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere, but his meme review that he does ना,
Okay.
जो memes के review करता है वो,
अच्छा.
that is my go-to watch for 10 minutes when I am eating lunch or maybe eating dinner sometimes. तब मैं वो consume
Tanmay is
करता हूँ.
super sharp. I mean, I was
Yeah,
listening
Pulse.
him on
Yeah,
Nikhil's
shoot.
podcast also. I think the kind of punches and the kind of
Yeah,
nuances he had about the industry were amazing,
Yeah.
right? And so many ads now he's got on, right? Creds ads and
he's
everything.
a
doing.
visionary. He's an industry leader.
Smart
So
guy.
he's created the entire industry, in my opinion, with some of the other folks.
Nice.
And to be able to be so relevant, it's only art.
True.
ये आपका एक art है, तब आप रह सकते हो इतने टाइम के लिए relevant.
Correct.
Otherwise it's hard.
Yeah, the other guys who are doing this very well in the content space is TVF guys.
Yeah.
उनका हर content piece इतना अर्दी होता है,
Yeah.
इतना connecting होता है.
Yeah.
Every character is यार, ये तो था, ये कल देखा
That
है.
they do really well, यार. तो क्यूटियापा, if you remember,
Yeah.
वो तो उस टाइम से
Correct,
तो
correct.
Arnab is a legend.
True.
Also, I mean, with the content side, has created massive change in the entire ecosystem. और बहुत लोग हैं जो बढ़िया कंटेंट कर रहे हैं, बट प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या है इंडस्ट्री की? बहुत कम लोग हैं जो ब्रांड बना रहे हैं. कंटेंट को कंटेंट की लेंस से देखोगे ना, तो आप घूम जाओगे, बिकॉज देयर इज सो मच ऑफ. जैसे मुझे याद ही नहीं आ रहा किसी का नाम.
सही बात है.
मुझसे so much of clutter, right? But very few have been able to build that very laser sharp, unique position for themselves.
Yeah.
I am known for this, and I will do it really, really well over a long period of time.
That's right. And I think जो तुमने लेजर शार्प की बात करी है, मुझे समझ में आ रहा है कि कुछ तुम भी करने जा रहे हो कंटेंट स्पेस में, which is what you're building. Would you want to talk about it? Major razor or something like that? That's what I heard.
Major razors, यार.
क्या है ये?
यार basically तो यार मैं बहुत टाइम से कर रहा था ये. मैंने I have already shot like 32 episodes or something.
तुमने रेज की तरह 1 साल से पहले से तैयारी कर रही
हाँ, वो तैयारी चल रही थी. यार आइडिया यही है कि I'll sit like you are doing. मतलब हमें पता भी नहीं, 1 घंटा हो गया, आधा पौना घंटा हो गया हमें बात करते हुए.
Almost an hour.
Really?
That's the fun of sitting as founders.
Exactly.
And chilling.
यही तो, we are chilling. तो यार वही है, यही aim यही है, but I have like a 3-pronged approach where one is I'm sitting with very early stage guys, उनकी 0 to 1 journey में, where they have very specific problems. So हमने अभी episode release किया with Decibwood.
Oh, nice. Karan.
Do you know?
Lovely, lovely.
You gifted
I'm,
their
I'm
speakers.
an investor in them.
Oh, very seriously.
Really?
Wow. So okay, the अभी जो तेरा दिवाली पे गिफ्ट भी आया था तो that was a custom gift from Karan.
Custom gift.
तो अब तो अभी तेरे को भेजता हूँ एपिसोड मैंने कल ही रिलीज किया है वो.
Nice.
तो वो है और I've sat with other companies. So early stage founders and kind of understanding the 0 to 1 journey.
Nice.
Genuine attempt है to create some guidance, some alpha in their lives, in their businesses.
Lovely.
दूसरा यार I want to sit with people like you who are already in in that journey.
Sure.
And they're already reached a certain level in their journeys, and honestly who I believe in truly कि यार if I get your story out it will help a million people
Sure. Makes sense.
in other ways.
True.
So दोनों तरह के audience हैं, but यही यार fun मतलब ये कि जो Rage as a brand thesis है, why not connect with the consumer by myself now? क्योंकि people want to know more about the brand's backstory या फिर
Sure.
I would say the people behind the brand, DNA क्या है brand का.
Correct.
So that is what the goal is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a genuine attempt to talk about some things. Maybe देखते हैं कैसा
और
जाता
तुम
है.
clearly नहीं बता रहे हो what you told me in the last party.
क्या
You
था?
want to build the Joe Rogans of India, right? With this, yeah.
और उसने क्या बोला था उसके बाद this राज खड़ा बैठा था ना, कहता जो रोगन meets roadies.
Exactly.
वो गोल नहीं है बिल्कुल
That's
भी
the
यार, वो
nutshell.
बिल्कुल गोल नहीं है.
And tell me, कोई लेटेस्ट वेब सीरीज देखी हो यार जो मेरे को भी देखनी चाहिए या औरों को भी
मैं
देखनी
बहुत
चाहिए
कम
कुछ?
देखता हूँ यार,
फिर
बहुत
भी
कम, बहुत
कोई
कम.
याद आ रही हो बढ़िया सी?
यार एक बात बताऊं, मैं ना थोड़ा सा वो हूँ, मतलब I started loving when I started my मतलब cinema watching journey in college. I started loving Stanley Kubrick's of the world and all the insane directors. Scorsese से लेके
yeah.
Tarantino, सब
Nice.
ये सब देखे.
Nice.
I watched IMDb 250 all movies.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
मैंने कॉलेज में
हैं?
तीनों निपटा सारा.
That was one of my missions.
या मैंने भी
हाँ.
सारे निपटा दिए थे.
हाँ.
तो वो घूमते थे वो उसमें.
Correct.
Then so that is how I started watching cinema. So I was very fascinated with it. But today I'm at a very different phase. मुझे ना सिनेमा देखना है ना, अगर
Time नहीं है.
टाइम नहीं है, plus cinema for me has to be more grandeur. It
Oh.
has to be something where I am taking out time. I should walk out feeling light, not heavy.
That's true.
I should walk out learning something from cinema. So not always possible. So I like a lot of stuff, but today I would say I like watching movies. मैंने recently वो देखी थी this Shilpa Shetty movie Sukhi.
Oh, is it?
मतलब couple of
Okay,
days back
okay,
I saw
okay.
it. So that I sat through it. सही थी.
अच्छा.
मतलब मैंने अगर मूवी कोई खत्म कर दी तो
बड़ी बात
आजकल तो बड़ी बात है.
I know, yeah. It's so fickle, you know. You
यार
know,
मुझे
मजा
लगता है
नहीं आ
इसका
रहा,
फ्यूचर क्या है यार.
I know.
मुझे वो देखनी है यार. Apple has released this movie, Napoleon.
Oh, is it?
वो मुझे
अच्छा,
भी देखनी
हाँ,
है.
वो the Joaquin Phoenix, right?
या
Joker,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joker,
या
yeah. Nice.
वो देखनी है मुझे.
Yeah.
और अभी कोई कह रहा था कि एनिमल भी देखा हो.
Animal?
तुम
Yeah,
देखी?
yeah. I'm planning this weekend.
You're planning?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to watch that kind of
Grandeur.
grandeur.
Different kind of
Different
grandeur.
kind of grandeur.
Yeah.
But
Nice,
तू
man.
बता यार, मैं तेरे ये I also want to know from you यार ये
क्या?
तो.
On the content?
What is your, because you have seen, you've been
हाँ.
a cinema file then.
Yeah. I love cinema, yeah. मतलब मैं again IMDb 250 was a goal.
Yeah.
So चाहे उसमें कोरियन मूवी हो चाहे जापानीज मूवी हो, सबटाइटल लगा के सब
सब
कुछ देखा हुआ है.
देखे.
I think there was a movie, मुझे नाम याद नहीं आ रहा, The Man and the, पता नहीं क्या था उसमें, वो जो लड़का था वो पापा का कुछ आखिरी में आ जाता है. I don't know. That's one of the top 10s in IMDb. It's a different language movie, but that's like so amazing where the mom meets his kid who was supposed to be, पता नहीं यार, मेरे को याद नहीं आ
यार
रहा.
ये,
I'll
are
share
you
the
talking
name.
about Lion?
नहीं,
नहीं,
not
Lion
not
नहीं.
Lion, not Lion. पता नहीं. I'll share after the episode, but
Hmm.
that's a crazy movie, right?
Hmm.
She was in prison and she met someone and पता नहीं क्या था.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hard work or luck? Last question.
क्या?
Hard work or luck?
लक तो है नहीं, मैं हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा. एवरी तो वो तो अपने बारे में सबको पता होना
I
चाहिए.
know. We are.
Luck will not get me much, but hard work करो तो luck maybe helps.
Yeah. Absolutely.
तेरा बता.
I think it's only hard work.
You know?
It's only hard work. Luck is incidental.
Yeah.
लगे रहो.
लगे रहो.
लगे रहो.
Yeah.
That's how I find the niche.
Yeah.
हारते रहो, लगे रहो बस. डेली उठना है बस.
हाँ.
उठना ऐसे है कि कल हारे नहीं थे, आज
बस.
जीतना है.
आज.
बस. That's how you find it. Somewhere कहीं ना कहीं पहुंच जाओगे, मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
But what do you think? Do you think people get lucky in business?
यार देखो, obviously people get lucky. If you are surviving, that someday something will happen that you had not imagined, and that might end up getting you in the right place if you were prepared for it. Like what Paytm, Karod during the demonetization, they were always at it. They were doing the distribution, and suddenly demonetization आ गया, तो Paytm.
In your journey, it would be a lot of regulatory.
मेरे लिए COVID was a moment for me. Deliveries का एकदम से ऐसा, हर किसी को डिलीवरी चाहिए. तो हम ईवी लगा रहे थे, डिलीवरी कर रहे थे, एकदम से सारा का सारा बिजनेस पिवट हो गया. That was a pivotal moment for me. And then we were ready to utilize that opportunity. आएगी opportunity.
सही है.
You need to be standing.
Correct.
That is important.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
So good to have you, brother.
Absolutely,
it was
bro.
so much enjoying
100%.
for me myself. I learned so much about
100%.
brands, about the hustle, and I can so much relate to it. That what all we go through, building a venture is almost the same. Whether you're building a coffee business or an EV business, it's all the same model. That you need to keep the hustle on. You need to keep your light on the next day when you're going in, and you need to keep finding your niche, right?
Absolutely.
So great learnings. Keep raging.
Thank
keep
you, brother.
fighting. Keep going global.
Thank you.
And let's build a solid India brand, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
मैं भी बोलना चाहूँगा, 1 second.
Yeah, please.
That 1 hour didn't get to know at all.
Yeah.
So that's like I think a big thing because we're always looking at our time. Where's the next meeting? तो पता ही नहीं चला. So I think that is where magic is.
Absolutely.
That is how magic happens. दूसरा, I would tell you to scale this, brother. You are so natural. You made me feel so comfortable, so much at ease, and you still covered everything you had to.
Yeah. And it was just fun conversation.
That's a fun
कोई
thing.
script नहीं थी.
कोई script नहीं है.
Just flowing through the conversation, and you can see the setup, right?
Yeah.
It's just one camera and us.
Yeah.
And this board.
Yeah.
That's it, man. It's about people creating content.
But Zip यार बहुत जबरदस्त करने वाला है. I have a feeling you'll be a unicorn, $1 billion business, and also profitable unicorn.
Yes. That's the goal. That's the goal, buddy.
All
and
the
so
best,
for
bro.
you.
Thank you, bro.
बनाओ यार.